Thank you for tuning in here and being part of this community. If you are tuning in for the first time, welcome. This is our Sunday online service for Sunday Meditate. And if you are returning, thank you for coming back. And I appreciate you being part of this community and coming every Sunday to hear what the next service is about. So today we're going to be talking about stress. And the reason stress comes up as our topic today is because learning how to manage our stress is part of our self-care routine. It should be anyways. And so a lot of us often experience high levels of stress and even anxiety. And we know that this doesn't stop, right? So the worst thing we could do is to try to stop stress and to try to stop things from happening in our life. And if you've already tried that, you might know that that can be a little bit difficult to do. So the best thing we could do for ourselves is to prepare for stress, to prepare for the hard times. And so hello, welcome if you're tuning in to the Sunday online service for Sunday Meditate. This is a series that we are starting for Sundays. And so we will be coming here every Sunday to share some holistic education. And today's education is going to be about stress. But first, I want to start out by introducing myself and saying hello. I'm Rita. Welcome. I've been getting questions of why am I volunteering and why am I doing this? What's the purpose behind me volunteering to do a Sunday service call like this for our community? And I just kind of want to take it back to where I had one of my friends basically do this for me. Every week she would help support me in my life. I had gotten a diagnosis that was pretty life-changing of a muscle disease. I was struggling in some of my relationships. I was struggling as a mother, and I needed support, and she was a positive influence in my life. And her name is Khalida. And while she was here on this earth, she really did give her heart and life to others. She was a wife when I knew her. She was a mother and a social worker. And she made a really big impact in my life during difficult and dark times. And so I dedicate my volunteer work here at Sunday Meditate to Khalida. And so today, we will, as a community, as a group, send loving kindness to Khalida's family. We lost her last year. And so I know that, we still struggle with the loss of our friends and our family and our community around us, even after the times passed, right? So grief is a force that we can't predict and that often comes back in different ways in our life. So what we do is send love. And how do we send love? Well, we just simply close our eyes and we think of who it is we want to send love to. So today I'm sending love to Khalida's family and her friends, her children. And in my mind, I'm thinking warm, loving thoughts of them. And so as we do this as a community for our loved ones, maybe it's our family to our friends that have passed, but maybe it's people that are still here that are struggling and that we might want to send love to. And so you can send love to anyone at any time. And that's what's beautiful about love. Distance doesn't separate love. Love is energy. Love is a frequency. And so when we can share that, even from a distance, it's a miracle. And so just know there's also been scientific studies. There's been, professionals that want to see and learn more. And so they've done different types of studies on things like this, on prayer and meditation in group settings and in communities, and looking at, does it cause an effect on the community? And what we have found is it does. And so the most recent research I found was something called the Maharishi effect. And so if you Google that, you can take a look. And that's just one example of how a group of meditators coming together in the same place can affect a whole community or society, and reach out beyond who we are and what we're doing, where we're at, and we can reach out to others in love and in kindness and from the joy of our heart. We can do this, and so that's what we've done here. this morning for Khalida's family. And so thank you if you did send love and energy to her family. But if you have anyone else that you want to send love to from a distance, you do that. And you'd make it a habit of doing that on a regular basis. And we can really find more love in our life coming back to us when we send more love out. And so stress, what will we really focus on? Because I know that's a really big subject, right? Stress. But we know that managing our stress is part of having a healthy lifestyle, whether we're a student, whether we work, or whether we just maybe we're home every day. It doesn't matter really where we are or what we do. We know we're going to encounter stress at times. We know that these, hard times in life are going to come at us. And so one of the leading causes of death we know is stress. One of the leading causes of stress we have found is change. And so this can be a lot of different types of changes. It could be changes in our body when we're going through maybe developing. Maybe we're a teenager and our body and our hormones are developing. I mean, that's can be a stressful time, adolescence. Maybe it's physical changes in your family. Maybe some people are going and some people are coming. Maybe there's a divorce or death. And so these things are major changes in our life that absolutely can bring us stress, and where, in order to find success, we'll have to know how to manage the stress, right? So what are signs of stress? I think we all probably can imagine some things and, signs in our own life when we start to experience stress, feeling overwhelmed, having headaches, getting emotional, but not maybe really knowing why or how to manage those emotions, crying, being cranky or depressed. Even procrastinating can be a sign of stress, that you've got a lot going on. If you're tuning in, hello, thank you for tuning in to our service today. And if you know anyone that might benefit from learning how to manage stress, please share this with them. And so what will we get into? So there's actions we can take. There's some actions I'm going to give you, 6 different actions that we can take in our daily life to manage our stress. And this is, there's different ways to manage stress. There's prevention. And then there's intervention once we already have stress, right? So what I'm going over today is more prevention and how to prevent stress. If you're already in a really stressful season, go ahead and start with number 1 here. Start with these steps anyways, even if we're already in the depths of a stressful life situation maybe. Because it can help. It can help to go back to the basics. It's kind of what we're going to learn how to do today. Just 6 basic steps, action steps that we can take. So the first one is managing time. So number 1, know what your priorities are and be prepared for what's next. It's really that simple. Know what our time is needed for. What our priorities are will help us to know where we're going to put our time right away in the morning, what things we're going to do. What our daily habits are will be defined by what our priorities are. So set your priorities. For example, for me here in this season, my priority is myself, of course, my self-care, my mental health, my wellness. And then it's my family, my children, those in my life that can't take care of themselves 100% and that need me and that need my energy. So I prioritize that next. And then it probably is college, getting through my education, and then working if I have time for work, and then social life if I have time at the end for that. But at the beginning of the day, I know where my priorities are, so I don't often always get stressed out about time anymore because I already know where my priorities are and I know where I need to be most of the times of the day. So what else? Number 2, be organized. Having our things organized, obviously our time, we talked about organizing our time, but having our things organized can also give us a sense of control. Being able to know where we go for things in our house, know where our things are and where everything is. Reducing clutter absolutely opens space around us, and it also opens space within our mind when we reduce the clutter around us physically. It also helps us mentally be able to manage better and easier and be more focused on what our priorities might be. Number 3, take time to feel good. Oftentimes we think that things that make us feel good and the things that we enjoy in life should be our reward, but it's not. It's a need and a necessity for us to feel good in our life every single day. It's definitely is a basic need. So find things in your life that you love, that bring you joy. What is it that you do that you lose track of time when you're in the midst of it? What is that? And do more of that. Activities that are good for you, that bring joy and happiness, do help us cope with stress and do help us prepare for things to come. When we're already practicing feeling good, that means that when stressors come at us, it doesn't feel as bad as it might because we've been practicing feeling good more often. Okay, number 4, be positive. So here's where I know this sounds cliche. Be positive, be grateful. I know that's not always easy. So the way to make it easy is simply just to write down what you're grateful for. If you're having struggles with being positive and you find yourself spiraling in the negative more than you need or want, and that causes more stress, then start to each day write down things you're grateful for, even if it's just the basics of opening my eyes and taking a breath. Even if you don't like what you're looking at, being grateful can help us bring more positivity and, greater happiness and joy in our lives. So number 5, help others. So we're going to consider volunteering and helping somebody else because we're not the only one with needs. Even though ours might be highlighted right in front of us, very vibrant and bright, what we need. The truth is, giving ourselves an opportunity to give back to others does help us feel more joyful. It gives us purpose in times of our life where we might not feel we have purpose. If we're giving back and helping others, you can look for nonprofits in your area, food banks, churches. If you want to volunteer online, Sunday Meditate has volunteer opportunities for online social media. If you want to help with that, just let us know. You can comment here below this video and we'll get with you, or you can go to our website, sundaymeditate.org. And then number 6, the last thing to cope and prepare yourself for stress and also to help with stressful situations is to meditate. And this is one of the simplest and easiest methods of dealing with stress. Maharishi often says we cannot not often handle and fix the things on the surface with other things on the surface. So when we meditate, what we do is go beyond the surface within our minds to our quietest mental state that we were created to achieve. We're not always in knowing that we can reach a quiet mental state. We're often in our thoughts and we're often, thinking about all of the things we need to do and all of the things on our schedule and everything we're needed for. But the truth is when we go into ourselves and when we meditate and go within, we create more space in our mind, in our heart, in our body, in our health and wellness. Outside in our life, this begins to reflect in so many different kinds of ways. Opportunities find us, people find us. Our mind tends to not wander as much. So we have just a more quiet mental state. There's a lot of cognitive benefits when it comes to meditation. If you want to Google benefits of meditation, or you can go to a website called tm.org, and that will give you a lot of the benefits, mental health benefits especially, of meditation. Now, the one thing that we recommend don't do is try to avoid stress, because that's pretty much impossible. That's setting ourselves up for failure. Stress will inevitably come, and we just have to be prepared to deal with it and to be able to be our best self despite it, right? And so I have to let you know that this information was created by Sunday Meditate and is intended for educational purposes only. This is not intended to cure, treat, or prevent any disease or to replace your professional healthcare provider. And so that's how I'll leave today, is that if you need further help and if you want a recommendation to a professional healthcare provider, you can let us know. We do offer recommendations to holistic integrative specialists within Maryland. But if you're outside of Maryland, we can help and try to find somebody in your area as well. And that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining. If you've been here live, Rylan, hi. Thank you so much. The light in here is like there's a glare, so sorry about that. But thank you if you've tuned in live. I appreciate you for being here. And if you feel you know someone that might benefit, please share this video with them. I love you, and I hope that you have a wonderful week, and I hope that you can put some of these steps into action to manage stress in your life and find the success that you're looking for, whatever that looks like for you. And then if y'all need more support, please feel free to go to our website, sundaymeditate.org, and you can see what events we have coming, and you can also schedule. You can contact us and let us know that you want to chat or talk more, and we can get with you. All right. Thank you for being here again, and I love you. And if you've watched the replay, I really appreciate your time, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye for now.